Hi again, this is Dirk Dieters with the Fremont Group, and this is part 8 of running your business on 4 meetings a week. Most important video in our entire series. We're dealing with the third meeting each week, your operations meeting. And every business has different types of operations, so it's difficult to put those into just a little container or box. You'll understand if you look at your own business what operations involve. So you can customize your operations meeting in that way. But what I want to really emphasize here is what your organizational structure really does. And I want to talk about incentives, and I want to talk about holding people accountable. Countless owners have told me that they have difficulty holding their people accountable. And they've also told me that about their incentive plan, if they have one and it's dysfunctional and it doesn't work and they should get rid of it, and they're right, they should get rid of it because it's not helping them in any way. Where does accountability come from? If you have laid out all from beginning to end all of the tasks that are required for you to get the work in, get the work out, and keep track of it effectively so that you're making a profit. If you've laid all those out, and then you have taken each one of those tasks and assigned them to a person, you've got the first half done. Obviously, all tasks have to be assigned. If you end up with gaps, you have to do them yourself. And the reason you have gaps is because you haven't assigned some task to any individual, and they're usually the worst tasks in the business. So you come in every week or every day having to do the worst tasks in the business, and it wears on you. Or you could have duplication, where you've assigned the same task to more than one person, so you get little power struggles, and people, I did this, no, she shouldn't do it, he shouldn't be doing this, or we're neither one of us going to do it because he said he's going to do it. All that crap. Define properly each one of the tasks and assign them to a particular person. Now, what is really critical about the assignment? You have to assign a result that you are expecting from that task. Not just sweep the phone, bad example, not just answer the phone. Answer the phone before the third ring with the phrase, Fremont Group, how may I help you? Whatever, okay? Define the result that you are expecting out of that person, a measurable result, so that that person knows whether or not they have actually completed that task. Every task has to have a measurable result assigned to it. Now you have rational job descriptions. Rational job descriptions, not just a list of tasks that has things on it, and they did 12 of them, and you're mad at them because they didn't do 3, and they said, oh, I did these other 12, they took whatever. You just argue instead of having a rational discussion. Your list of tasks that has a result to each one that's tied to it, you can simply go, I'm sorry, you were supposed to produce X result, you only produced Y. What can we do to change that? Either we retrain you or replace you. Which would you prefer? Now, everything personal is taken out of it. And now you can have a real discussion with your people about whether or not they have actually done what they're being paid to do. Hopefully, if you add up all of those results, they match your budget, which produces the desired profit that you're trying to produce. Now, that's how you hold people accountable, but there's a yin and a yang. The yin, of course, is the accountability. The yang is our incentives. You can't just beat people up with a stick and say you didn't do it, and so you have to do this. Instead, you have to have a method of rewarding people if they have produced beyond the result that you've told them that they have to produce through their job description. So in other words, the discussion then goes, oh, you're being paid to produce X, but you've produced 2X. How can we share some of that second X with you? Because you already have all of your expenses covered out of the X, so to speak, okay? And you share some part of it, but only if what they are being paid to do produces additional profit or reduces costs. They have to create their own pool of money for an incentive. If they don't, if it's just, oh, we'd like to have the coffee made every morning, coffee made, and so your task is have the coffee made by 8 o'clock every morning, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But if they do it and they do it really well and several times a day, you might want to reward that, but you can't pay an incentive for something that doesn't produce additional revenue or reduce a cost. So instead, you come up with non-cash incentives, a t-shirt, a recognition in front of the group, whatever it might be that is a non-cash incentive that makes sense for what you've done. If you really want a discussion of how incentives and accountability, you're talking to the right place. Give us a call. The Fremont Group and myself work very hard with businesses to put together rational incentive programs and systems of accountability for employers and all employees and for the employer, because you have a job too and you need to be held accountable, but you need to have a reward for producing more than what you are being paid to do, so to speak. Give us a call, 303 338 9300 or 520 638 7863.